Today, we're going to be talking about the 4 qualities of a disciple of Jesus, or 4 qualities that'll help you to live a mission-focused life. So you're going to run it, so I'm just going to kind of hand it over to you now.
Okay. Well, a couple episodes ago, Tanner was within the discussion of a mission-focused life. He mentioned these 4 qualities of discipleship, and I thought those would be 4 really good topics to dive into just a little bit deeper. And he mentioned them at the time, and they're initiative, desire to learn, willing to obey, which is a big part of what we call, the mission-focused life, that desire and willingness to obey what God is commanding you to do, and then consistency. And we've talked about all of these over the last 10, 12 weeks, Tanner. But why don't you just tell us a little bit more, and then we can go to Bill. Initiative, what do you mean by initiative to be a disciple of Christ?
Well, when we talk about initiative, what always comes to my mind is Jesus speaking to the disciples when he called them to follow him. So Jesus walking alongside the Sea of Galilee, he comes across these 2 sets of brothers, and he tells them to come and follow him. And it says that immediately they left their boats and they followed him. Now, there's a lot of context going on there that we don't have time to get into right now, but these men, they heard the call, but they took the initiative themselves to do this thing. And it was no simple, easy task that he was calling them into. This was a complete life on life, all in type of endeavor that he was calling them to. But they had to make the decision for themselves whether or not they were going to do this or not. So when I talk about initiative, that's what comes to mind for me, that willingness to respond to the call of Jesus.
How about you, Pastor Bill?
Well, I think what he's saying is really important. We have a little discipleship book that we have put together that's basically all it is just scriptures, and the first one is Matthew 4:19, where come follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. And I think that this initiative that you're talking about has become the missing ingredient in Christianity today. And it's why Christianity has become so watered down, and why we have so many people in our churches that are not disciples and really don't associate being a disciplined follower of Christ with Christianity. But when Jesus called the disciples, as you said, he gave them the target of where they were going. Most people who are Christians today, they don't really know where they're going. If you ask them the question and say, well, why does God have you here? They can't answer that. Well, how are you a follower of Christ if you don't know where he's leading you? And what he is leading us to is he is making us into fishers of men. It's what gives our lives eternal value here. He is making us a light to the world. He's making us salt to make people thirsty for a relationship with God.